not done, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to be doing my morning skincare routine as well as a few makeup tests, like steps that I take to kind of look put together, but really I can do this all within 10 to 15 minutes if I want to. So we will be going through all that, but mostly going through my skincare routine since that has changed since the last time I have done one of these. But let me know if you guys like skincare. I love skincare, so we will talk all about it. But please do subscribe, hit that like button, and let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so to start off my skincare routine, I'm just know here, like one disclaimer when talking about skincare, it's all very personal, and I 100% always will recommend going to see a dermatologist if you're having skin issues rather than watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Like, I truly enjoy skincare, so I will watch them. But that was probably the biggest mistake when I was starting to have so many acne issues, was watching a whole bunch of channels and, you know, people talking about ingredients and this and that, and like most of them are not doctors, dermatologists, even in the skincare field. So not to say that like what they have to, you know, I will still look at product reviews and all that stuff, but if you are truly having issues, it is much more worth the investment of going to go see a dermatologist than paying $100 for a serum that you may not even work for you, you know? So just, that's my 2 cents, and that's what I ended up doing, and very happy I did. So we are gonna get started. I'm mostly just gonna kind of give you guys a life update, and I will put what I'm using on the screen as well as what I'm using in case I forget to mention. But yeah, I kind of want to just relax and show you guys like my easy skincare-ish routine. So we're going to start with the Primera Miracle Seed Essence. I really like Primera as a brand. This is just the lotus seed. That's all this is. And it's one of those products where I'm just like, I only use it really in the morning. There was the bottle before this. I've been through bottles. I use morning and night. You do have to use it with a cotton pad. This is not just like use a little bit and be good. I don't ever use the amount recommended on here because it would just go through too fast. It's like a $58 bottle. But in terms of giving my skin just a really nice glow to it is why I love this product. So it's not like I see necessarily long-term effects with the lotus seed extract. I mean, it's amino acids, but I do notice that my skin I just feel like my skin looks much better that day. So that is why I will continue to purchase it, even though Primera is leaving the US, which makes me very, very sad. It used to be at Sephora, and now it's no longer at Sephora, and I'm just like, no. So I do take it on a cotton pad, the Shiseido, by far my favorite cotton pads. Like, I used to be the same where I was like, I'm not spending money on cotton pads, and now I'm like, I will never go back. So that is how I feel about that. This is obviously my morning routine. I don't wash my face in the morning. I splash it with some water and then I go right in with everything. So I don't really do that since being pregnant, which is still very weird to say out loud. My skin has definitely gotten a little drier. I did go see a dermatologist this past week. So my dermatologist, which has just been a little depressing because she's just like, you know, there's not much I can do. Even from when I started, you know, trying back in August, like she was automatically just like, you can't use your retinol anymore, you're spironolactone. Like I had a lot of acne issues and I had to kind of go off of all of that, and I was not happy about it at all. So next I'm going to use this. I'm from Rice Toner. You guys can see like again, this is just, it's something I've already talked about. Definitely niacinamide for brightening is one of my favorite ingredients in terms of like what I want to use. So now I just look for products where I'm like, these are the ingredients I know work for me. These are the ones that I want to stick with. And then I'll try out different brands, you know, but I'm From has been probably one of my favorite brands in general. I also miss my chemical sunscreen. Okay. There's a lot of things I miss. My sister was just like, my sister's pregnant as well. She's like, what do you miss the most? And I'm just like, coffee, wine, my skincare, like everything. What do you mean? You know what I mean? I like everything. Like, it's a different journey. So And I did make sure all this was stuff was like, the thing is, there's so many things you can't put on your face. The retinol I really miss. That's probably my number one. So it is what it is, you know? Like, it's just temporary. It's just temporary. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm very obviously grateful and excited. But yeah, it's just a lot of change and a lot of like, is that okay? Is this okay? What? You know, and my skin is definitely not that happy. 1 week it will be okay, and then the next week it's like crater size, like zits, where I'm just like, I think this is bigger than the baby, you know? So, okay. But yes, I do really love this toner. It's a little bit thicker, but I don't find it to be too thick. It's thinner to me than the Laneige, and then they're completely different products. They're just both white, so I always think of them. I do want to buy that, but it's more like my winter toner, whereas this is like year-round, kind of my staple. If you were to say like one toner that I would just repurchase over and over again, it's definitely the I'm From Rice toner. So, which they came out with a whole rice line. The serum was not my favorite. I just felt like it felt so silicone-y, but the I'm From Rice cream I am enjoying. So I'll kind of talk about that in a minute. From here, so I have my Propolis ampoule from Wishtrend, and you guys can tell I'm almost at the bottom of this. I really enjoy Propolis. It is an anti-inflammatory. At the same time, kind of the same thing. I do notice that this actually creates a little bit more of a difference in terms of the redness of my skin, and just, it's not looking so bad. But if you want more of that glowing effect, Propolis is going to give you that. So I have a lot of products with Propolis in it. What I come down to is I use the things that my dermatologist says to use for my actual issues, and then the rest is more like what makes my face feel the best and what makes me feel the most confident. So I'm just going to tap that in, just a few drops, but I really enjoy this serum a lot, and I will use this night and day, because like I said, I actually do notice a difference with it in terms of helping future breakouts. So, you know, it's a staple. Okay, Propolis is here to stay. So I would say niacinamide, Propolis, Mugwort, Centella are like my favorite ingredients in terms of skincare. Now then, I'm gonna get into what I am actually prescribed right now. This is unfortunately the only thing I'm allowed to be prescribed. So this is the Azolic Acid Gel. Like I said, I get a prescription for this, so it's not like a brand, which I'm pretty sure like Paula's Choice and stuff has this. But like I said, I just wanted to see what they would say, and this is pregnancy safe. It does dry out my skin a little bit. It's not as good as what I was using before. I still think it's helping because I have to think that way. But yeah, it is what it is, you know? What can you do? So, sunscreen wise though, I'm a little bit like, well, at least I missed out on the whole, since I can't use chemical sunscreens and everything's coming back. I feel like with every brand right now, like retesting their sunscreens because they weren't really what they said they were supposed to be. It's pretty interesting. So at least I'm kind of in the phase right now where I'm like, well, Claire's was my favorite. So I'm like, well, you're not missing out too much, right? So I only put that here because I really only have a lot of breakouts. I don't really break out through my forehead. It's generally through my cheeks and definitely like my jawline and my chin. So that's why I don't bring it all the way up, because why dry out all of my face for no reason, you know? And she did prescribe me a spot treatment the other day, but my pharmacy is still like trying to approve it, so we'll see what happens. All right, almost done with the face, kind of. So I kind of have two options that I switch between. This is the I'm From Mugwort cream, and then the I'm From Rice. So it kind of just, like I said, I like this for the niacinamide effect. This is a little bit, it's not thick, but it's thicker than this. This feels very cooling on my face, the Mugwort cream, and it's also anti-inflammatory. So it just kind of depends on how bad my face is at the moment and what feeling I want. Like if I'm hot, like I'm in Arizona, it's in the 90s already, I go for this one. Whereas if like this, I might use more at night. So it just depends on the day. They both sit well under makeup. Today I'm going to use the Mugwort cream because I'm just like feeling like the cooling sensation will be nice for me. So that's where I'm at right now. And it's more like a gel. I would love to hear your guys' favorite skincare products. Like I said, I kind of just switched to Korean just because, and I still have like a few products that I use that aren't like, I love my Tatcha Dewy Cream, I'm not saying that. But price-wise and just, and you don't need to do these many steps. Like I said, I enjoy doing a skincare routine, but I could simplify this way more, you know? But like, I just do. It makes me feel like I'm trying to do something, and it relaxes me a lot and just makes me feel better. So it's not necessary, but I do enjoy doing it. So this is the Misha. This is the, I want to say it's a Glow. I think it just says Glow on the top. And I'll have everything down below. But you guys can tell I barely use this. It is very, very glowy. It's not something I would want to put like all over my face. I just put it in the high points, almost like a highlighter. So, you know, I was talking about like the Saie slip tint where I was like, this is pretty much what it is. It's that clear, or like the Denise Myrex, like it's not going to give you, you know, an actual color to it. But to me, this is the best of both worlds because it is considered a lotion. And I love the way it makes my skin look. So I kind of just put it in the high points, maybe a little bit on my forehead, and that's it. So on days where I'm not going to wear any makeup, I'll do my sunscreen and then just put this on as my highlight, because I work at a gym. I want natural makeup. I'm not really like a, let me try to do a whole lot type person. So, okay, so next I have the Saie slip tint, and I also have the sunscreen. So I have both. Obviously on days where I don't want a tint, I'll go in with just the sunscreen. And I've been enjoying this. I did email the brand to make sure that they were pregnancy safe. And definitely, I wouldn't recommend this for oily skin, but on my dry skin, drier, I generally have normal skin. I've just been drier in patches. Things are changing. Okay. So, we are going to go in with the sunscreen first. Another one was Crave. I love the Crave sunscreen. So, this still has a tint though to it. This isn't the actual tinted one, but this is just their universal, and you guys can see like color-wise, it's not just clear, or white, I like because it's not creating a cast. I know plenty of people love the Biosense one, and unless I took a lot of time to like warm it up between my hands, I did not understand why people love it. I will say, these Saie products have a weird smell to them, and I don't love that, but it's fine. It doesn't like stay. It's a weird smell. I can't even, it's not like it's trying to be floral or anything like that. But yeah, I do think it gives my skin a really nice glow to it. So I really like it. And like I said, I'm going to mix both. So I know I need to put on more. Don't worry. I'm going to. But yeah, I got the shade 4. This is SPF 35. I would still always layer between a few different sunscreens. I have some more that I use when I don't care about what my face looks like. But it's really hard to find physical sunscreens or mineral that like don't leave a white cast. So it's been a process, okay? And I still don't have a lot that I love. So if you have some recommendations that aren't mattifying, please leave them down below. I would love to know. So this is the shade 4, and I'm just going to use my fingers. I think what's confusing is a lot of people now use the tinted ones, but they're almost like wanting it to act like a foundation, and I'm like, I don't need it to act like foundation. Like you need to reapply it. So if you're gonna apply bronzer and concealer and everything on top, to me, I'm like, at that point, I might as well have used a foundation and a much higher SPF, because this I'm gonna take off in a few hours. So it just depends. I don't think most of these are long wearing, especially if what you're looking for is the like sunscreen effect. Like the Fenty one, at first I was like, why don't they have sunscreen in there? And then I was like, you know, I don't know if I necessarily prefer sunscreen. Because it just depends. Like, I like tinted moisturizers because I will just like it to even out my skin tone and not use anything else. Rather than trying to like make it look like rather than doing like a no makeup look where I'm gonna add blush and all those products. So I think it just depends on the person and what you're looking for it to do. So for me, I just feel like my face looks better. Like I don't really, it just evened out my skin tone, got a little like redness down, and I'm good to go like this. Like I feel pretty good. So I'm going to use a little bit of this just because I really want to. I got this Tom Ford eyeshadow called Obsidian. This was, what was it? Alana Davidson had talked about her favorite eyeshadows, and I don't ever buy eyeshadows like this. I have a different body sunscreen that I put on my neck and down because I'm just like, you know, they're cheaper. So, but yeah, she had talked about this and I was like, I don't buy Tom Ford like eyeshadows. I'm not that person. But Bergmandorf's, never shopped there before, but they had a really good deal on like the pots were 30 to 40% off. And I was like, you know, I'm going to pick up one. So I wanted to pick up this shade just because it's a pretty brown and I think I would use it quite a bit. I am very much dabbling into cream products lately. So I'm just going to throw a little bit into my crease. I need to find some new eyeshadow brushes for cream products. But it shouldn't be like, it's not like I want like an intense color. I just kind of want to wash and then I'll smoke this out in my lower lash line just to give my skin a little bit of life. Say I wanted to look a little bit better, I might even today go in with a cream blush, but with the intention of knowing that like I have a 3-hour shift right now at work and then I have a 5-hour shift tonight at work, and in between there I'll mostly wash my face, you know, and apply sunscreen again. Because I have found that like one thing I don't like to do is layer on tinted sunscreens, especially if you then put on products on top, but even so, I don't like reapplying the way I would a normal sunscreen. Okay, so now that I'm done doing that, I'm gonna grab the last 2 products. So I'm gonna use Beam Cloud Paint. To me, like I said, there's days where I'm just like, I'm fine washing it off because I feel like at this point, like I have so much makeup that I'm like, hey, if I get to use like more of my products in a day, if I want to, or like, you know, I wear this for the first few hours and then I switch to something else, like, that's fine, you know, because I'm like, at least I'm gonna use out of everything. So I'm gonna use Beam just to give my face a little bit of color, even though like, realistically, as soon as I drive to work, my face will get color. Like, I get red so fast in the sun, like my cheeks do, like flushed. And I love these cloud paints for just like a natural look. It's never like too much type thing. And then we can throw on the Glow by Auric. This is the shade Glow. This is the Glow Lust. I'm pretty sure I have the, yeah, Pyrite. So this is such a big bottle that I'm like, I need to find, you know, I kind of wear it more like this than anything else. The shade Pyrite is perfect for me where it's not a very like brightening shade on my skin. It's kind of like the Misha where I'm like, I still have a glow regardless. I don't have to add this on, but if I want to, it will just add a really pretty layer. If these were like more affordable or on sale, I would like to buy the next shade up, or I know like Lisa Eldridge is releasing like a new, kind of the same thing. So I'm kind of excited to see, because I wouldn't mind getting one shade a little bit lighter just for highlighting. And this shade is perfect. Pyrite's perfect for me to do it like this, or I can mix it in with my foundation. I don't generally do that. I do put it underneath though. I just threw a little bit of Wayne Goss Hyacinth on, a little glossy lip. But yeah, this is the completed look. Like I said, this is kind of, you know, take it or leave it in terms of certain steps. Like I don't always have to do a blush and an eye color. I sometimes just will leave it at skincare and the tinted moisturizer. As long as my skin looks like I put in effort, I feel much better than just like waking up and just having like dry skin, you know? So, but yeah, I would love to hear what your guys' favorite products are. What is your favorite skincare product at the moment? Please leave it down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button. I'll talk to you guys later.